Let's begin with a basic if and oh, let's talk.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, it's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? Found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack. The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But That's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Milk is wrong! I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about—
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every— The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware? There's only one logical answer. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so...
Now I understand! Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file. They thought that the suspect might have... what did they call it?
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual.
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because
The reason she locked... herself in her room. Wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
what?
Toko was... Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even... more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
This is all a lie.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill. But in spite of that promise,
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I...
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question.
Person, you don't mean...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body!
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Miss Jack, Jill?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation.
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to... It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend there's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever, so she had a very clear motive to never have that side of her...
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster! But I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
But I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches.
No, that's wrong! Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and...
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, but what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that. In a way... that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with... But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to sudden... And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was...
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrist.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something... Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrange. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one...
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each... Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just...
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims...
They were all... guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man...
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of a...
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's a different matter entirely. when you're
Quiet, lowly cur!
lowly, cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as Mears, and if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors.
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use...
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore! Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about it.
Yeah! That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat kill...
Here's my answer! Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying...
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it! The adorable glasses man was behind it all! Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious?
Look, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body. You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right?
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. The victim was Chihiro, a girl.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, let's go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you... said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Shoot!
So... Oh, you said Byakuya... Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro.
No, it's wrong! I'll tell you what's so strange about that, because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim...
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you?
There is.
There is more to it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in this.
Oh? Proof that I'm the...
The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, it's wrong! Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, that extension cord...
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, and the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't just...
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room. I intentionally made it look like genocide. Is that about right? What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what...
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's...
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think...
Do we really need to? You've already decided.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering? I killed her in the girls' locker room. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicide. What about all that bothers you?
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro and the girls, but are you sure about that?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question. How could the scene of the crime have been?
Well, I think it's entirely possible, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me.
I believe I do.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you—
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere—
Shoot! I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is...
Your proof?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to...
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee, but I noticed that after the murder...
Shoot! I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched? But why would any—
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's what? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the blood-stained poster and carpet, by doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that, huh? Why would they go to all that trouble of Actually, an even bigger question. Then how did Chihiro get in the box? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-hand at Chihiro's handbook. Should have only allowed her. She had no way to get in.
No, she did have a way! And I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have...
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, it's wrong! No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess...
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, Isn't there a regulation against using...
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is... In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate pro...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up...
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open... There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations.
The girls' locker room?
You've already searched this place top to...
I'd like you to examine the victims. Be sure to examine the entire...
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No, wait.
It's probably best if... It's not that I'm creeped out or anything.
Very well.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body.
No, it's okay. I think so just leave this.
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are? That's not it at all.
Okay, I'm sorry, Chihiro.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will...
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he.
Whoa! You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ben, it's really true?
Chihiro was... a god?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the... Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a god!
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Yeah, now let's ride this wave of excitement. I do apologize. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation.
Yes, well... I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy. And because the victim was male, he would have had...
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as...
Of course his handbook said he was a boy.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body.
Well, I knew he felt a little off.
This is the most titillating...
So now everything has been connected.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever.
He's off in his own.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned...
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like... But... I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you
you the one who accused?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to...
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything...
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to at least... that... And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any...
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete. It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct.
Mark it as...
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now.
Well, I find it very hard to believe...
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with...
If you're really telling the truth, then...
My reasons hardly matter right now. Now then.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear, Byakuya.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, because if we're wrong,
That's true. Very well.
Damn straight.
Do you not have a mind of...
Of course I do. What?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time.
That's very
Our lives are all on the...
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of...
I got it!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shoot! Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but... Did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Yeah.
all we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shoot! Isn't there a single clue?
Did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the... Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah. All we need right now is any...
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he...
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is...
Whatever! Just hurry up and...
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find...
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of...
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather... Chihiro told me, but why would he be in a hurry?
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work...
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his...
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just...
But knowing what we know,
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is,
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that...
What? You want to track down some fingerprint?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to...
maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag? The bag was just a normal... All the bags in there are the same, so
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of track. Do you think there might be some connection between...
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about... First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know that Chihiro was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Shoot! First of all, we know that he was on his way, so next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, what the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as... My tracksuit is...
I don't even have... Cause exercising sucks!
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must...
Did any of that really help us get it?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, we know that he was on his way to go exit, so next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the...
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, the killer was wearing my tracksuit.
Cause exercising...
I have a white track. I got it from the...
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? First of all, he was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific...
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So...
What the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
First of all, we know he was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you...
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because... It matched the one the culprit...
So, the killer was wearing my tracksuit.
Cause exercising sucks!
I have a white tracksuit personally.
I got it from the...
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So... Next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same... blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a track because exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific track?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is... the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
First of all, we know he was on his way.
Is this... I refuse to give up yet!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go. So next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was...
So, what you're saying... the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Because exercising...
I have a white track. I got it from the...
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard... First of all, he was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose this?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue track...
My tracksuit is black.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific track?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit...
So, what the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
First of all, we know that he was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue...
No, that's wrong! on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said... She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact...
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's...
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time... we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hand.
No, that can't be it either. When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure that Jack, if you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the...
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with?
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff. Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put that...
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the...
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that ticked me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No. I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you...
Really?
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away?
if you really insist, that, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the...
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the...
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so...
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the net for all your confidence. That is a remarkable...
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one...
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
then we can only assume that someone's figured out it's you know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not...
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you... Then allow me to make a special announcement. When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cool... If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get... That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you... So when you're in a sauna, make sure to...
Interesting. I learned...
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in...
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma... said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing it? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose...
I won't say it's not possible. I don't know of anyone who took their handbook in...
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their... Here's my answer! Mondo. Your handbook got broken in the sauna.
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago. And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on! You've got it all wrong! I don't accept this! Show me the proof!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test if what he said you broke your own.
In other words, If none, then that's great.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually worked. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook...
That's right! The punishment it suffered...
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student. But if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worry, as such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have everything you just said is wrong!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time? That way, everything will become clear. I refuse to give up yet! Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl... Here's exactly what happened. With bag in hand, she made her way to the locker. But how could the victim, who was a... Simple. Because she was which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance. Once inside, he met with someone there. And it seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting and the... It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged. which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. Then, removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse in a girl's handbook was necessary, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer... After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been using one of those. A boy could get into the girl's locker. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to... So, after stumbling, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library. And then... he used the cord to string up Chihiro. Then, using the victim's own, he wanted to create the illusion that... the killer is... you! And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag there, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence. And just as the killer expected, somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of it, and the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked it, and that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Wait! No, here's your evidence. Yeah, you need evidence! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it! I think Mondo must have replaced his broken hand, in which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the blackened this? Will you make the right choice? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What? Unbelievable.
Sorry.
What is this?
Now then. Actually...
Wait.
Hey, What?
I'm sorry. But... That's right. I want to change.
Hey,
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Correct. Indeed. Certainly.
But...
Because... I knew it.
What is this? You're wrong!
Don't make me repeat myself.
Hey,
I just... Don't fuck with me! I just... I just...
I'm sorry. Huh? But I want to change.
You piece of... What? What?
Huh?
What?
No! What's wrong?
Damn you!
I just wanted to...
Yeah, that's right. You son of a bitch! I killed you, even after all this time. I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Yep.
It can't be.
Well now.
Ridiculous.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From...
This.
Naturally.
Hey. However...
What?
Honestly. There is nothing to be done.
What?
Well...
That's right.
I see.
But...
Interesting.
Correct. Indeed. Hey.
What's this?
You. What?
Damn.
What the heck? Damn it! Ooh, how exciting!
That's enough. In the name of my family.
You're getting all riled up! Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any fear and despair charged forward at a speed nothing can hope. But I must admit, I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move. Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more. After all, that's what everyone wants to see. As long as you don't want to know my measurements. Ooh, my. I know I said you could ask it. Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their...
I know I shouldn't cry, but I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. Getting out of here, I can't let myself think about... If I keep thinking like that...
Okay.
But...
Oh. So then.
How about that? Impossible.
that okay? Huh?
Here we go!
There is nothing to be done.
You know? I'm right?
Perhaps. Well then.
You called for me, so I appear. Yes! Aha! You SOB!
What?